right, so you're watching this video because you are most likely considering dating an older woman, or you find yourself in such a relationship already, or you're just plain curious and want to know why men do it. Well, in this video, I'm going to be giving you the secrets to dating older women. Now, not only will I tell you why a lot of young men are finding it appealing, but I'll tell you exactly what you need to do if you should ever find yourself in such a relationship, just to ensure that the relationship lasts as long as you want it to. My name is Jessica. Welcome to my YouTube channel. So some of our favorite personalities in the world are dating older women. Now, speaking of our own Aquaman, Jason Momoa, dating Lisa Bonet. He is 12 years younger than she is. One of the biggest examples we have out there is the current French president, Emmanuel Macron, and his wife, Brigitte. I think Brigitte is about, if I'm not mistaken, 24 years older than he is. And the list goes on and on. Hugh Jackman and his wife, I think Hugh is another 13 years younger. So it's not strange to hear that, a younger man has either dated or gotten married to an older woman. And certainly there are many other examples in the communities we find ourselves. But really, is it something for you? Why are young men going in for it? And are there some secrets, perhaps, that can help you if ever you find yourself in such a relationship? Secrets to dating older women. I've got you today. So let's jump into the reasons why a lot of younger men are doing it. Now, I've heard several. Some men say older women are more appealing. Some men say older women bring less drama. Others say they are more experienced when it comes to life. And yet again, more men are talking about how financially stable they usually are. And let's not forget, some men say that older women are better conversationalists, they're more experienced when it comes to life and living it, and they are better at sex, because obviously they're more sexually expressive. Now, no matter what the reason may be, you can't discredit the fact that there are lots of young men who are dating older women years their senior. And I'm not talking about sometimes even just like a couple of months or a year or two. Just like some of the examples I stated earlier on, there are several men who are just ignoring all the younger women and going for older women. So if you ever found yourself in such a situation, what exactly do you need to do to keep her? Because it can get tricky very fast. Now, before I go any further, today's video is sponsored by Passion Air. And if you look at all the information I've put out on the screen, you will know exactly what you need to do the next time you intend to visit Ghana or, need to get from one Ghanaian city to the next. They'll be more than happy to be your preferred airline. Today's video is also sponsored by Lemonade Finance. Lemonade Finance is a remittance service for people living in the UK and Canada who want to send money to Ghana, Kenya, and Nigeria. All right, it should be your preferred choice because there are no transaction fees. You heard me right. It's absolutely free of charge to send money. Now, if you'd like a 10% cash back on your transaction, all you need to do is to use my promo code JessicaOS and you should be good to go, really. Now, if you'd like to join the community, download the Lemonade app from the Google Play Store or the App Store, or just click on the link in the description of this video below and you should be good to go. Let's jump into a couple of the secrets that you need to know if you're ever gonna go into a relationship like that, or if you currently are in a relationship like that. Drop some comments below and let me know some of the top lessons that you have learned. Perhaps it's an opportunity to share and educate us all as well. But from where I sit and in my estimation, let me share this with you. Secret number one, to have a successful relationship with an older woman, you're going to have to be strong-minded and an independent person yourself. Now, I say this because a lot of people are going to judge you. There are those who will judge you openly. There are those who will not say anything to you, but mutter behind your back. And yet again, there are also those strangers who feel like it's their place to point out the obvious, that the woman is older and you should do better by dating someone your age. Now, now the horror stories are out there. Now, people who are in these relationships, I'm sure, will be more than happy to tell you what some of the challenges are that they encounter on a daily. But I'm just here to say, really, that if you are not a man of your own, if you're not independent in your thoughts, independent in your thinking, if you are not strong-willed, you might be deterred by all the voices that suddenly will have opinions about the relationship you find yourself in. And it doesn't matter that you are happy with this person, they make you happy, you're compatible, and everything else is going well. There are many people out there who will never see beyond the fact that she just looks physically older than you. And if you're not too careful, and depending on the age gap, she might actually even look like what people would call your mother, right? So if you're not someone who's really independent thinking, you could easily be swayed by these comments, and it could end up ruining a really good relationship that could have grown or blossomed into something else. So before I jump into the next secret, let me just share my thoughts on this whole thing, really, because I get it that we live in a society and people talk a lot and you can't help but hear what people think. But I think that it's two things, really. I mean, depending on who's talking about your relationship at that point in time, think of it this way. If it's a perfect stranger, this is someone you'll probably never meet again. Why should their opinions about you and or your relationship determine how your relationship goes from there? It's neither here nor there. Opinions don't matter. Brush it off, move on. If it's coming from people closer to you, people you can't avoid, well, the other question is, what really is their problem? They should be happy that you are happy. And if they cannot be happy for your happiness, then maybe there's something else they know that you don't. And I think you should have a sit down or a conversation with them so you understand exactly what it is that their reservations are. Weigh it. If it makes sense, take a decision based on it. If it doesn't, ask them to respect your relationship, and everyone gets to move on from there. Now, the second secret to dating older women is you must be willing to level up quickly. Now, this is mainly because you are at different stages in your life, and depending once again on the number of years that, years difference between you guys, it will mean a lot in the long run, all right? So let's say she's just about 7 years older than you, right? Chances are, if you say just got into your first job, she most likely will have about 5 years experience on you. She will know more about certain things when it comes to the corporate world that you may not be privy to, that you may not see from where you're coming from. You might be taking some very stupid life decisions that she could tell you, listen, I've been down this road before, it did not augur well, and I don't think you should do it either. And you should be humble enough to listen, and also be in a place to be able to tell her to allow you to make your own mistakes. You need to find a really nice balance, or you're constantly butt heads. And mind you that even physiologically, the things that she's going to be going through will be completely different from what you will be experiencing as well. Let's say that she is a lady who's approaching her 40s and she doesn't have any kids. In a relationship like that, especially if it's something you guys mean to take to the next level, she most likely will want to have kids like yesterday, whereas you may not necessarily be in the position or want to have kids right away after you guys settle down. And it can be like a major bone of contention if you guys don't have like a meaningful conversation about it, right? Even in terms of the number of kids that you want can be a problem, because you may come from a place of, look, I want a big family, I want 4 or 5 kids, and there are men like that who even have more. And she would be saying, look, at my age, almost hitting 40, I don't think I can push out more than 2, and these are conversations that you need to have, like even outside the whole work environment and leveling up. You need to level up in every aspect, financially, emotionally, and just level up on life, really, catch up really quickly. How do you do that? Speak to older men. talk to them, get to know what the major challenges are for people their age, get to know what kinds of things keep them up at night, get to know a little more about the relationships they keep and how they're managing to keep it together. Read, ask questions, just do everything you can to try to understand, have a better understanding of this older partner that you have in your life. Once she even sees that you're making that effort to try and level up with her and be on the same wavelength, she will open up a bit more and let you in. And I believe that it's a very good ingredient you will need to maintain that marriage and maintain the happiness that you're looking for, or the happiness that you already have in the relationship, because it's still in its early stages. In a nutshell, you're going to have to grow up very quickly. Third secret, shelve the immaturity. Now, if you are emotionally immature as a man, you are going to have some major setbacks when it comes to a relationship like this. So you need to improve upon the way you do things, the way you act, the way you respond, to situations, and make it a little more easier for you guys to sort of reason together. Now listen, older women don't like drama. And they're not trying to relive or go through all the drama that they experienced with other men back in the day, right? So if you're someone who can't really act like an adult, in the face of certain challenges or conversations, you will find yourself out in the cold in no time. They really have a short fuse when it comes to immaturity, and you will be told to your face straight up that you're immature if you don't act right. They will expect you to communicate like an adult when there's an issue and not act like some little child who's upset and decides not to talk to them for days. They would like you to come to the table with it all. And if you get to a space where you're not willing to sit down like an adult and actually act their age, then you will have major issues. And I'll give you a typical example. Let's say something happens and you guys, have an argument. Let's say you walk out of the house, whatever, and she doesn't call you back. And then the next day she tries to call you, you don't answer. The day after that, you don't answer. Third day, you don't answer. Fourth day, you don't answer. Trust me, by the time you come back, your things would be out of the house if you have anything there. Or better yet, you're not gonna come back to another relationship, because she would generally just expect that instead of behaving like a child and not answering her call, you guys sit and jaw and figure out how to move things forward, right? And so that's really what I mean by, you having to shelve your immaturity when it comes to a lot of things. And if you're not willing and ready to do that, then this will not be the kind of relationship for you. And finally, please, whatever you do, do not try to change her. Don't do it, all right? Because a lot of women, and older women for that matter, are set in their ways, just like you would be if you've been around longer, And the truth is, no one can change another person unless they want to, and they see the need for change. Else they're going to just do it for you, and then they're going to just revert to whatever bad behavior that they were doing prior. And so don't try to change the person that she is. If there's something about her that you do not like, make sure you find a loving way to bring the conversation up. Let her understand how much it means to you, if you could see improvement in different aspects of her life, and, just level with her. Come to the whole conversation from a place of understanding. Like, I know this and so and so and so is what has gotten you here, and this is the way you like to do things. But I'd like to offer a suggestion that I think will work better where we are concerned. If it has something to do with, for instance, her physical appearance, maybe she needs to lose a little bit of weight. Don't forget, for older women, the older you get, the harder it gets to take the weight off, right? So you should come from a place of love. When you put in some of these requests for change, and it could be, a change such as improving her looks. It could be a behavioral change. It could be even maybe a physical change to do with her space. Always come from a place of love and make sure that she understands exactly why you want such a change, or you're always going to have to butt heads. Better yet, if you can, don't try to change her at all. Put it out there about what would make you happier and just work with her, really, depending on the kind of response that you get, all right? So these are some of the secrets when it comes to dating older women. And if you're able to check a few of these off the list, you really should not have too many issues. Now, what are my general thoughts on just dating older women? I think it's subjective. I don't think it's for everybody. There's some men who just are really big on control, you know, really, really big on control. And so if you are that kind of guy, most likely that older woman will take a bit of that control from you. And if that's not your jam, or if that's not your thing, then you guys will always have issues, gnawing at your relationship. Some like apples, some like oranges. So if people are out there and they prefer to date older women, allow them to do their thing. If it's not your jam, it's not your jam. And that's really the way it should be. But everyone should be able to live happily in whichever circumstances they find themselves. My name is Jessica. Hope this video was helpful. If it was, smash the like button. Don't forget to subscribe as well. I'll catch you in the next one. See you later.